I do something wrong, I think I just try and make it right. I don't bring God into that picture.
Trump has been accused of prioritizing his own interests over the well-being of others. Now, with his foray into selling trainers and merchandise, questions arise about his motivations and the ethical implications of leveraging his fame for personal profit. Is Trump's venture into selling merchandise another example of exploitation, or is it simply a business move? Are his products truly worth their price, or are they exploiting the loyalty of his supporters? As Trump's legacy continues to be debated, it's essential to examine the ethical standards of those in positions of power and hold them accountable for their actions. So to find it all, stay tuned till the end. Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States, has been one of the most polarizing figures in modern American history. His tenure in politics and his extensive career in business have been marked by accusations of ethical lapses, a lack of morality, and a propensity to exploit others for personal gain. Critics argue that Trump has consistently demonstrated a pattern of placing his own interests above the welfare of others. Recently, Donald Trump has started selling trainers and other merchandise, shining a light on his ongoing business ventures and motivations. We'll also take a closer look at his venture into selling trainers and the ethical questions it raises. Trump's business track record is riddled with bankruptcies spanning different industries like casinos, real estate, and airlines. Critics claim he often used bankruptcy laws to avoid paying debts, leaving creditors and employees empty-handed. His Atlantic City casinos, such as the Trump Plaza and Trump Taj Mahal, filed for bankruptcy multiple times, leading to losses for investors and employees. While Trump shielded his assets, questions arose about his ethical standards and accountability to others. This pattern of using bankruptcy as a financial strategy has sparked concerns about his treatment of creditors and employees. Furthermore, Trump's entry into selling trainers and merchandise has stirred up debates about his business motives. Some argue that he's simply leveraging his celebrity status and loyal supporters to make a profit. However, others view it as another instance of Trump exploiting his base for personal gain. The branding of his products with his name or political slogans blurs the lines between his business endeavors and his political image, raising questions about integrity and transparency. Donald Trump has encountered numerous legal battles with contractors and workers who say they weren't paid for their services. Lawsuits claim that Trump sometimes withheld payment or tried to renegotiate rates after services were completed, which has led to a reputation for taking advantage of workers, particularly small businesses. These businesses often face financial struggles due to his alleged failure to pay them. Some contractors have even suggested that Trump would use legal means to avoid paying them, as the legal process can be lengthy and expensive. This tactic is seen as a way of using his economic power and influence to exploit others, leaving workers and small businesses in a vulnerable position. Another source of controversy in Trump's business history is how he used charitable foundations. Trump's personal foundation, the Donald J. Trump Foundation, came under legal scrutiny for accusations of misusing funds. Investigations revealed that the foundation engaged in self-serving practices, such as using charitable donations for personal or business expenses. These expenses included settling legal disputes and purchasing items for personal use. The foundation was dissolved in 2018 as a result, and Trump was required to pay restitution and penalties. The misuse of charitable funds for personal gain points to questions about Trump's ethical conduct and judgment. Misusing a charitable foundation for one's own benefit is seen as a violation of trust and moral integrity. Instead of supporting charitable causes and those in need, Trump allegedly redirected these resources to suit his own interests. This behavior stands in stark contrast to the expectations of ethical conduct associated with managing a charitable organization. The combination of legal disputes with contractors and workers, along with the alleged misuse of his charitable foundation, paints a picture of a business person who often puts his own needs and wants ahead of the rights and welfare of others. The accusations against Trump suggest a pattern of using his power and influence to exploit those with less power and fewer resources. Critics argue that such actions are indicative of a lack of ethical standards and a willingness to prioritize personal gain over the well-being of others. This approach can have serious repercussions for individuals and small businesses who may struggle to make ends meet due to unpaid invoices or legal battles. It is important for those in positions of power to be held accountable for their actions, especially when it comes to matters of ethics and integrity. The impact of Trump's actions has been felt by many, and these controversies continue to shape discussions about leadership and the responsibilities of those who hold influential positions. By examining Trump's business practices and the allegations against him, we can see how his actions have affected the lives of workers, small businesses, and charitable organizations. These issues highlight the need for transparency, accountability, and ethical behavior in both the business world and charitable endeavors. During his political career, Trump frequently employed divisive rhetoric and sought to exploit social and economic fears. Critics argue that his focus on controversial issues such as immigration, trade, and national security was intended to stoke fear and prejudice among his base. This approach has been condemned for further polarizing the nation and undermining efforts to promote unity and social cohesion. Trump's campaign slogans, such as "Make America Great Again," were often accompanied by rhetoric targeting immigrants, religious minorities, and other marginalized groups. This strategy of using divisive language and fear-mongering has been viewed as a means of exploiting public anxieties for political gain. Trump's approach to politics was marked by personal attacks on opponents, the media, and even members of his own party. His willingness to exploit perceived weaknesses and perpetuate falsehoods created a toxic political climate and eroded public trust in key institutions such as the press and the judiciary. His aggressive tactics, which often involved accusing opponents of corruption and other wrongdoing without evidence, further fueled division and mistrust within American society. These attacks extended to government agencies and the intelligence community, which Trump often accused of bias against him. The cloud of allegations regarding foreign influence during Trump's presidency, particularly concerning Russia's involvement in the 2016 election, remains a contentious issue. Investigations into potential collusion between the Trump campaign and Russian entities raised concerns about Trump's willingness to exploit foreign connections for political advantage. The investigations revealed a series of meetings and communications between Trump campaign officials and Russian operatives, leading to ongoing debates about the extent of Russian interference and potential collaboration. Although no conclusive evidence was found of collusion, these events have had a lasting impact on public perceptions of Trump's morality and willingness to exploit foreign ties. In recent times, Donald Trump has turned to selling trainers and other merchandise using his fame and the loyalty of his supporters to generate income. By tapping into his celebrity status and political influence, Trump promotes his brand and sells items associated with his name or slogans from his political career. Critics see this as yet another instance of Trump exploiting his supporters for personal profit. Many of Trump's products bear his name or political slogans, making them appealing to his loyal base. By monetizing his image, Trump blurs the lines between his business interests and his political persona. Observers argue that his actions reveal a continued desire to capitalize on his popularity for financial gain, which raises questions about his motives and integrity. Concerns have arisen over the quality and authenticity of Trump's merchandise, including the trainers he sells. Some critics claim his products are overpriced and of lower quality, taking advantage of the trust and loyalty of his supporters. This lack of quality and transparency feeds into broader ethical concerns about Trump's business practices and his willingness to profit from his base. Trump's strategy of leveraging his political influence to sell merchandise has led to questions about his exploitation of his supporters. By capitalizing on his political following, he may be increasing his wealth at the expense of those who look up to him. This has prompted scrutiny of his motives and potential manipulation of his loyal base for financial gain. Overall, Trump's venture into selling merchandise raises questions about the ethical implications of his business practices. Critics argue that by using his political influence to sell products, Trump exploits the loyalty of his supporters, blurring the lines between his business and political interests. His approach has sparked debates over transparency, integrity, and the need for accountability in business ventures tied to political figures. Donald Trump's career in both business and politics has been marked by accusations of a lack of morality and a pattern of exploiting others for personal gain. From his business ventures to his political tactics, Trump's actions have often prioritized self-interest over the welfare of others. His foray into selling trainers and other merchandise further highlights his willingness to capitalize on his fame and exploit his supporters' trust. As Trump remains a prominent figure in American public life, it is essential to scrutinize his actions and hold him accountable for his decisions. Ethical standards should guide leaders in both business and politics to ensure they do not exploit others to serve their own interests. The debate over Trump's legacy and character will likely persist, shaping discussions about leadership and ethics in the years to come. It remains crucial for society to evaluate his actions critically and seek transparency and accountability from those in positions of power. What are your views on this? Do let us know in the comment section below and show your support by giving us a big thumbs up. For more such amazing videos, do subscribe to our